Welcome to Wellness Made Easy with Wendy and Kirsten. Hi, I'm Wendy. After I graduated with my master's in wellness management, I started my own company, T2 Coaching, Health, Fitness, and Sport. And I'm Kirsten, an athlete, vegan, life coach, and girl mom, running a business focused on helping others create a life they love. We are here to explore all things wellness to help you become the person you've always wanted to be. So if that's why you're here, open your ears and your mind as we tackle the world of wellness together.
Hey, everybody. Hi, Wendy.
Hi, Kirsten. How are you?
Great. Your hair looks amazing.
Thank you. I really like it. She did a good job. It took 3 hours.
Oh my gosh. Isn't that crazy?
My hair is very fine, but I have a lot of it. So when I do highlight, I just do highlights. And I haven't been doing highlights. I've been doing what's called a balayage over the last few years, but I found a
new that's fancy. What is that?
Balayage is more like, it doesn't take as long. It's kind of like a highlight, but it's just different. It doesn't take as long.
Because the highlight, what you get, they pull like a few strands of hair through, right?
Yeah.
That's
it just takes a long time. And then she, I got a little you can't tell, but I got a little bit of layer and I got a cut. And, it's August and I got my hair cut in January.
Usually it's March.
It's usually March and October. Living on the edge.
You're totally living on the edge. When Wendy or I do something like haircut or nails or fit, like if it's a big deal.
Well, yeah. Looking for clothes and I asked her, I'm like, where do you go clothes shopping? I said, I'm a cute dress in the summer. I like cute dresses. And I got rid of all of them. Usually I replace things and then I get rid of. But there were a lot of dresses from that I bought in 2023 when I was home lying on the couch for many months. And I'm like, it's time for a change. These are kind of, remembering of my patella surgery, yada, yada. So I got rid of them. And I'm like, they're 3 years old. I'm ready for a change. Didn't replace anything. So I have only clothes I own. And I'm not, and I own one cute dress, but everything I own is workout clothes. And I'm kind of like wanting clothes. So I asked my hairdresser, where do you go shopping? So that'll be next.
Where does she go shopping?
She mentioned the Perimeter Mall, which is about 45 minutes to an hour from here. My mom used to take my niece there a lot. I don't think I've ever been there. There's also a place called Avalon in Alpharetta. I've been there with my mom. I've been there with my mom to clothes shop for her, but not for me. I think Avalon's more of a younger crowd type of place. So both my mom and Dawn have been kind of on my case about clothes. So I'll give it a shot.
Ooh, good luck. Yeah, 99% of my clothes are workout clothes. I do have a handful of dresses. I have a couple fancy dresses left over from my passion parties days when we would go to convention and have like semi-formal and formal awards dinners. And I kept some of those dresses just because I love them so much. I don't know if I would ever wear them again. And then the last time we moved, I asked Cora, I had a ton of clothes that I have these like really cute jeans, but they're way too small. I just have a ton of clothes that I love. So I was having a hard time getting rid of them. So I had Cora go through them and I said, would you want possibly any of these when you get older? And then I just put them in a couple boxes and put Kirsten's clothes for Cora. So if she wants them when she's older, they'll be vintage.
Right. Nice.
I did buy, I bought 2 dresses. I always buy a new dress for our swim banquet at the end of the season. And I always buy a yellow dress. And I bought 2 of them this year. And I didn't try them on until the day of the banquet. I was like, I'll decide the day of the banquet which ones I want to wear. And one of them, it's like shorts under a skirt, like a skirt with a dress. And then it's like off the shoulder. And it is so, so cute, but it was super slutty. Like I wouldn't have worn it. I didn't wear it to the swim banquet, but I'm like, now I need an excuse to wear this because it's really short, even though it's shorts under the skirt. It's pretty short. And then it's like super off the shoulder, like just is like right over my chest. And it fits me perfectly. I randomly bought it online And it's really, really cute, but I'm like, yeah, I can't wear that to the swim banquet. So I wore my other one, which turned out really cute. But now I need an occasion to wear a slutty yellow off the shoulder, short dress.
Well, my hair person kept asking me, she's like, you're not going out tonight? I'm like, no, I'm going to coach Master Swim, but I'm not going to get in the water. And then tomorrow I get to go to the doctors all day with my mom. So all the doctors and nurses will get to see my hair. And then I'll probably wash it Saturday. So no one's going to get to see the fresh look except where I go.
Everybody, our hundreds and thousands of podcast watchers that watch the video will get to see your hair.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I did tell her I'm going to have fresh hair for our podcast.
Yes. So if you guys are listening to this, there is a way on most of the platforms to switch to video. And I recommend you switch to video right now so you can see Wendy's amazing haircut.
Yes.
All right. So other than you having beautiful hair, what's your wellness win for the week?
My wellness win is a message I got from an athlete I used to coach back in Colorado. I'm going to read it.
Okay.
I read it every day. I read it every day because I thought it was amazing. I thought it was just amazing. Because I haven't talked to her. I've lived in Georgia for 10 years, so I have not talked to her. And I don't really necessarily follow her. I mean, I follow her on Facebook, but I don't really always like check in on her, you know? I mean, I haven't talked to her in over 10 years since I moved. This is the message. I think it's great that people take the time to reach out to people who have influenced them in their lives, because it was really a heartfelt, warm message. Here we go.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It's hard not to get teary-eyed.
Oh no, I'm super emotional today. I've had a really rough emotional 24 hours, so don't make me cry. Okay, you can do it. You can do it.
It's just so nice. I have an athlete, Rachel, who always cries when she sends me race reports. So I totally get it.
I've cried on this podcast before.
She said, Wendy, I've been thinking about your Speed Goat race report. And while your finish time, grit, and perseverance are remarkable, what stayed with me in the sport is something much bigger. You have spent many years helping other people believe they can do hard things. I've been one of those people. Back in 2005, you gently nudged me towards a healthier life. Never with pressure, just with steady confidence in your simple, you can do this. Because of that encouragement, I lost 100 pounds, and up 90% off. I completed different triathlons, walked 2 half marathons, ridden thousands of miles on my bike, and discovered I was capable of far more than imagined. You didn't just coach athletes, you changed lives. Regarding your reflections after Speed Go, reminded me that one of your greatest gifts isn't simply crossing difficult finish lines yourself. It's showing the rest of us that we can reach ours too. My beautiful, badass athlete friend, thank you. With love.
Oh, I love that. That was so nice. Well, and it's a good it reaffirms what the reason that you do what you do.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's really valuable, because we don't always, like you and I, we do very similar. Our professions are very similar, and we're very similar in that we help anyone that asks us questions, anyone that needs a little support, not just the people that pay us to coach them. And so it's very rewarding.
I think it's so important if someone has touched your life or helped you change your life, whatever, you should let them know.
Yes. And we actually kind of talked about that. It was either last week or the week before when we were talking about how I did that GoFundMe for Kona.
Uh-huh.
And people were like sending me money and telling me that I did help them through things that I didn't even realize that at the time I was helping them through something.
Exactly. You know, like Suzanne Miller, like I used to work at the Fort Collins Club. She was a member. She had another personal trainer. She joined my Team Trifecta. I started a triathlon group called Team Trifecta back in 2008. And she was one of the founding athletes who joined Team Trifecta. I taught her how to ride a bike up a hill. So we've been through a lot together, but again, it was so long ago, you just, you kind of forget. And so it was just a reminder again to reach out for people who have made a difference in your life, and um, keep in touch with people.
Yeah, I had last week at Masters a woman that I don't coach her for triathlon. She is a triathlete, and I'm just doing my job as a Masters coach, helping her with her swim technique. And when they ask me questions about triathlon, of course I'm gonna offer my advice that, I'm there to help them out. And she gave me a card last week, and it said, how much she appreciated how much I've helped her over the last year. I've been coaching now for a year. And she gave me $40, like in the card. And so it's the same thing. I was like, oh my gosh, like that is just to know that you're appreciated. Mm-hmm. I think is a very, very valuable. So I think that's a great, what Wendy just said about if somebody has helped you in some way, or, help change the trajectory of your life, or whether it's a little thing or a big thing, to reach out to them, or just to mention to them, or to write them a note, or, something like that. It's really valuable, because you never know how the other person, they might really need that right now, or they might, need a little encouragement, or need a little, like confidence building. Like there's been times where I'm like, oh, I suck at this. I can't do anything right. I blah, blah, blah. And then if someone's like, oh, wow. Oh, actually that kind of just happened today. I texted Wendy when we were talking about like, what are we going to talk about on the podcast? And I'd already thrown out some topics, but then this lady, it's her birthday today. She's one of my, I would consider her a close friend, but we don't really talk that much anymore. We used to talk all the time because we were in passion parties together. And we used to talk more, at least once a week on the phone, Zoom calls, conference calls. We used to run trainings together. And then we saw each other a couple times a year at like leadership retreats and our annual convention. And so she's definitely somebody who has she's known me. I've known her a very long time, and she's seen me through all the ups and downs. And I've seen her through all the ups and downs and changes in our life. And it's her birthday today. So I sent her a text this morning, wished her happy birthday. She kind of oscillates between two locations where she lives. So I'm like, how have you been? Where are you living these days? And she's had a lot of health problems the last couple of years. And she, responded letting me know what she's been doing. But then she said, I should have looked it up. It was something about how she saw some of my videos on TikTok, and she was kind of envious, or complimented me on how brave I was. And so she said, at the bottom, she told me a little bit about her. And then she said, how are you doing? I saw you on TikTok last night. You are so brave to get on there. I wish I had your courage. And I thought that was really interesting, because I don't think of myself as going on social media and being like out in the public, just being myself and telling my story is brave, but somebody else saw it as brave. And I was thinking about, Wendy and I do that a lot, both of us. We post a lot of videos. We post a lot of content. We share very intimate, deep details. Wendy just cried, sharing something that was really important to her. I've cried on this podcast. We've talked about things that have been scary to us. And we're both, I think, very transparent about who we are. Like what you see is what you get with both of us. And that's just how we are. And so I think, for somebody to be like, wow, I wish I had that courage. I kind of wanted to, talk about that a little bit, and just encourage people to be courageous and be brave and share what they're feeling, and, tell the people you love that you love them, and tell tell people what you're afraid of or what you're nervous about. Wendy and I, we share our wellness wins and we share what we're excited about. And those are both really personal things. And it's kind of risky because in one way, we're like, why would anybody care? Like Wendy and I get to talk to each other and catch up with each other, and we want to know each other's wellness win. But when we put it out, we're kind of like putting out there like, gosh, I hope this resonates with somebody, or I hope somebody actually feels like they're a better person, or they learned something, or they are going to be a little braver or try something new because they heard Wendy and I sharing a piece of ourselves.
And on that note, a guy, I'm looking back on the text, John, maybe someone you know is moving to the Atlanta, Georgia area.
Oh yeah, John.
He reached out to me and asked me for some where he gets some masters and just kind of the local scene. And he said he really likes our podcast and he hopes we keep doing it. And it's just those little things. If he's the only one listening to it, we appreciate you, John, letting us know how much you enjoy our podcast, because that helps us we're still going to do it because we like doing it. But just knowing there's someone out there who appreciates it and maybe is getting something out of it is valuable information.
Yeah, he goes to Stroke and Stride. I've known him for years and years. And at the beginning of the season, he came up when, I hadn't seen him all year, and he was like, yeah, you and Wendy are killing it on your podcast. And I was like, yes, we totally are. And in my mind, I'm like, you might be the only one listening. But again, like you said, like, I will take that.
I will take that. So again, on another comment about our podcast, a guy who works at Holbrook, which is independent living where my mom lives, he drove my mom and I to a, and for some reason the conversation on the was that with Wendy and Kirsten, Wellness Made Easy with Wendy and Kirsten. And when he picked me up, he commented on the podcast because he subscribed and he listened. Which is really
That's awesome.
Guy I just met who's friends with my mom, who works at Holbrook, heard that I do a podcast. He listened and he referenced it when he picked us up. I thought pretty cool.
Yes. One of the moms of a girl on my swim team, she, and I've actually talked about her. She's my little 8-year-old on the swim team who wants to be a swim coach. And she's the one who I sent you the video of her, like, diving onto the beanbag to practice her dives off the stairwell.
Yeah.
But her mom came up to me and said that her husband listens to our podcast and he had heard us talking about her daughter. And so they like played it for her, and the 8-year-old, the daughter, she was so excited that we were talking about her on the podcast. But just when she said to me, yeah, Ron listens to your podcast, I was like, because she didn't say he listened to it. She said he listens to it. So to me, that means like when the podcasts I listen to when they come out every week. It's different than I listened to this podcast, or I listened to this podcast means I listened to all the episodes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So going back to being brave, you were brave. We encouraged to podcast.
Yeah.
Year and 8 months. So we were brave to start it. And on podcasts there, we're competing with a lot. Everyone, it seems like everyone, or combination of people do a podcast. So we were brave to start. We had a in the beginning, and we're still doing it. I don't know if we've even missed a week. I think we've been pretty much.
No, we haven't missed a week. We've like, yeah.
Yeah, so we've been on a streak where we haven't missed a week. So that's pretty awesome. That's a little bit of courage, I don't know. Again, there's a difference between brave and courage, but again, we had the courage to start, and we keep. And so, just wanted to note that on the because we're talking about being brave, and I think it's
Yes.
just,
What?
I think for everyone out there, especially our endurance community, is sign up for that Ironman or marathon or 5K or open water swim. Take that, you have the courage to sign up. Also, make sure you understand how you're going as well. Like sign up, but also do the research and get educated about how to best for that to complete then.
Yeah. So what would you say if somebody is listening and they're like, oh, I wish, like my friend that texted me and she was like, I wish I had the courage to do that. So if somebody's out there and they're like, whether it's starting a podcast or towing the line of an ultra marathon or, asking somebody out on a date or, something that scares you, what is something that's just very simple that somebody can do to move toward doing something brave?
Well, again, the cliche, if the why is strong, the how is easy. I don't know if that's cliche, but that's just the quote. When your why is strong enough, the how is easier. I don't think it's easy, but it's easier. So how do you start TikTok, social media, whatever it is, whatever platform, to have that strong why? It helps have desire, and that helps. And you had to do it and do it. You're going to learn from it. When I started doing video content back in 2020 for the hours to do a 30-second video because I keep starting over, writing my notes. Sometimes I would take a whiteboard and write everything down on a whiteboard and have it there so I wouldn't forget anything. I just would get nervous in front of the camera and get nervous doing presentations. So you just start it, you screw up, you change it. It takes time. But again, if you have that why and desire, why not? I think number one is that why. And then number two, you really just got to let go of the outcome. What,
Yes.
Have an outcome goal, like what's your goal and what's your why of wanting to do something, whether it's ask someone out on a date, which would be very scary, or again, a presentation in front of your work employees. Defending my thesis was a have an outcome goal, but also let go of the outcome of what other people think. I think that's really the fear we all have of doing something that's brave and takes courage. What will someone think? And honestly, it doesn't matter. We've talked about before, what other people think. I was worried about wasting my time. Oh, I'm spending 2 hours to create this post that's going to get 1 like. So I had to figure out, well, what's the goal? Why am I posting this? Am I posting it to get likes? Am I posting it for whatever reason? And now posting on Instagram and creating stuff on Canva is kind of one of my hobbies. I think more than anything, I really enjoy that little bit of creativity that I get to do something on Canva that's inspirational, whatever it is that I post on Instagram. And I just post it and let it out. Like I care less if I get any likes. I'm still going to do it. The like factor is not my motivation to doing it. My motivation to do something like that I thought took courage to do was I actually enjoy it. And so by doing something, if you have a strong why, if you don't care what anyone thinks about it, and it brings you joy, just go for it.
Yeah. I had something really exciting happen last month, and I don't know how I got on this, but on Facebook, there's a way that you can make money. So like you just agree to that they're allowed to put ads, like I guess at the bottom of your content. So So if you ever like are reading someone something and like there's an ad at the bottom and you're like, I don't even know what that is, and you just kind of X out of it. So about a year ago, I started getting like every month money from Facebook, and it was literally like $3 or $6. One time it was $12, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting paid. And I was doing nothing different than what I would have normally done. I post things that either I'm proud of. I post pictures that I want to see back in my memories. I post things I'm grateful for. I post race reports. I post every once in a while, like a funny meme. I post shout outs to people, but I just post kind of what Wendy just said, whatever brings me joy. And I feel like posting is what I post. And all of a sudden, like I was making like $8 or $6. And I'm like, hey, I'll take it, because if I can get paid any amount of money to do what I'm already doing with no like extra effort, I will take 1 penny. If I find a dime on the ground, I'm like, I just made a dime doing nothing. So, and last month in July, I got my little thing from Facebook and I opened it and I got $77.
How do I get in on this?
I don't know. I have no idea what I did. It just gets deposited into my PayPal account, but they send a message and they tell you like, I guess my friend Tara said there's a place I can go in like Meta Business on Facebook, and it will tell you which of your posts got, like made you what amount of money. But I think it's like, maybe if you just Google or AI, content creators,
I'm doing that right
Facebook,
now.
how Facebook pays content creators or something. I don't know, but I got $77 last month.
That's huge.
I will tell you right now, like, not to sound like a poor person, but $77.
Huge.
That's a week of plasma. That's two plasma times for me.
Right.
And since I'm focusing on my finances so much this year, and I did horrible in July, I was like, oh my gosh, this could definitely come in handy. And it was just, and I thought it when it happened, I was like, oh my God, this is one of my biggest wellness wins ever, is $77 awesome. For like just doing what I would normally post anyway.
Love it. I GPT.
Yeah, I know. Well, and the other thing is with, being brave and just, so like if any of you guys have watched any of my videos, they are so like, I look like this all the time. Like there's nothing interesting in the background. I don't clean up. I just came back from jujitsu. So like my cheeks are all red. I have some gi rash on my chin. I feel like so many people take so much time to make everything look good. And some people notice that and some people don't. And for the people who expect their person on the video they're watching to look good, to be polished, to say all the right things, to stay focused, not get distracted, I'm not their person. If they want a clean house and dogs barking in the background, I'm not their person. But at this point in my being a like more of a public person, like everyone who knows me knows, I swear they know everything about me. And I feel like at this point, the people who tell me that I've said something that helped them or they connect with me are the right people for me. And the people who are annoyed by me because I get off on 28 tangents every time I talk, they're not going to be my people. And that's okay. There's everyone's going to find their people. And I'm just really grateful. I feel like I've really found, I've just found my people in my life. Yeah. So I say my advice is just do it, because Wendy talked about this with her travel. She gets anxiety. She gets all stressed out. and then she travels and it turned out to be no big deal. And I do this in my everyday life. I wake up and I'm like, oh my gosh, this day is going to be so stressful. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm never going to get it all in. And the day I get to the end of the day and I'm like, oh, that wasn't that bad. So I feel like a lot of times things like, you know, making a video or making yourself kind of vulnerable and being transparent, we're making a really big deal about it in our brains and in our bodies. And then when we do it, we're like, oh, wait, that wasn't as big of a deal as I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So my advice is just do it and see what happens.
Do it and see what happens and just learn from it. And, you know, if it gives you, if it's a big flop and it gives you embarrassment, it's temporary. You're only going to be embarrassed
you just delete it.
A short amount of time. And yeah, you can delete anything. And it really is not a big deal. You know, you think about the big scheme of life. And there was, this just reminded me, there was someone's post about how they weren't motivated. It was like a video. They weren't motivated to work out. And then they thought about their friend who's dying of cancer, who can't work out because they have cancer. And they're all of a sudden they're like, oh, what's the big deal? I'm tired. I'm going to go work out. You know? So always kind of like have that context of life going on when something's giving you fear or anxiety and you really want to do something, but you have this fear or anxiety about the word, about failing. You know, you just got to turn that word failure into something positive and just do it.
Yeah. And one thing I heard about fear one time is somebody said, if what you're afraid of was really something to be afraid of, everybody would be afraid of it.
Mm-hmm.
So unless everybody is afraid of the same exact thing, it's really not something to be feared. It's something that based on our past experiences, what we've created in our head is scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what else? Anything else about being brave and doing it and going for it?
You know, just brave is in the mind of the beholder as well. So what's brave, what you think is brave about Kirsten going on TikTok, for her, that's not something that crossed her mind, that she's being brave, doing something that brings her joy, something that makes her happy, something that's fun and entertaining for her. So always remember that too. I mean, people may feel, again, embarrassed because of what doing something brave means to them. And it just goes back to now you're worried about what other people think. And so just know that that's what's brave to you. It doesn't matter if it's not brave for someone else. What matters is what it means to you. And that's really important.
Yes, 100%. So speaking of just going and doing things, are you going to do Run Rabbit Run?
You know, as I was in Utah back at altitude, it's crossed my mind. I mean, it's crossed my mind. I really wanted to do it because that was going to be my 10-year anniversary since I did it. I did it in 2013. So I thought I'm an anniversary person by 10, 15, 20 years, you know, and then I broke my knee. So the idea of 100 miles is, I'm not mentally there yet, which surprises me because usually I'm mentally ready for anything. I don't care how physically ready I am. Usually I'm mentally. But it would be beautiful and I would have the support and I could probably get my crew that paced me and crewed me in 2013 back together again. So it would be a really fun reunion. So it's crossed my mind. You know, I am doing the Georgia Death Race in March of 2027, which is 74-ish miles. So kind of that's a stepping stone, another stepping stone to determine if I want to do 100 miles again. And I'm drawn to do Run Rabbit Run again just because this is my first one. It's my first and only one. And I get to go back to Colorado and see all my friends again. And it's a beautiful area to run in.
Yeah.
I mean, there's beautiful 100-milers everywhere, but I'm just drawn. That's a why for me is it's Colorado. It was the first time I did it. I didn't consider myself an ultra runner back then. I do now. So it'd be cool to go back with all, 10, 12 years, 15 years experience to go back and do it again. Just to see how I do with all my background now. So I don't know yet, that when I was dying in the speed goat 50K, I'm like, I'm not doing Georgia Death Race again. I've done that 5 years ago. It'll be my 5-year anniversary in 2027. There's no way I'm doing that again. A week's gone by. So
Right.
I'm mentally back on track with that. But mentally, I'm like, oh, hell no, I'm not going to suffer at Georgia Death Race. But that was a week ago. So
yeah, it's amazing. If you guys have ever done any endurance events, like an Ironman or an ultra, it right afterwards, you literally, or during and after, you're like, oh my gosh, I would never going to do that again. And literally it takes about a week until you're like Googling, like, when's my next race?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's always be in the back of my mind. We'll just see, like, finances determine everything. Everything's very expensive. Yeah. Travel's expensive. So when I'm deciding if I'm going to do it, let me go through 74 miles again, and then, determine mentally, because I'm just different. I'm a different person than I was 3 years ago when I was, or 2016, or when did I do it? 2013. I just have other priorities. It's not my desire. My desire and where I'm at mentally is changed. So, I mean, I love to do hard things. Obviously, doing hard things, look what my influence on Suzanne was. So I will continue to do hard things, and I don't want my mindset to say, no, it's too hard, I'm not going to do it.
Right.
That like crushes my soul when I'm in that. Be too hard. It's not going to be too hard. Like, the more and more I talk about it, I'm like, I've done it. I know it. I'm visualizing the course right now. It's going to be beautiful and amazing. That takes away the hardness of it.
Right.
So yeah. Thanks for asking.
We'll see. Maybe. So I was trying to figure out today, after jujitsu, I got a message from one of the moms of a girl that I coach. And she has done a sprint triathlon. She comes to a couple of the stroke and stride. She's more of a beginner, but she sent me a message and she said, I wanted to pick your brain. I wanted to ask you, I'm kind of thinking about doing a 70.3, but I wanted to ask you some questions. And so this is what she said. So I wanted to get your advice of what you would do. She said, I want to value your time because I know you do this for a living. Would you rather have me just sign up for a session with you and we can talk about it? Or could I pick your brain for 5 to 10 minutes? And I was kind of torn, like when I was driving home and I was like, I'm so torn because, of this thing that you started with today, this message from this woman, it made me automatically want to be like, oh yeah, I'll definitely talk with you, because if I can inspire you or encourage you in any way, then that's what I love to do. But then I also, on the other hand, since my number one goal this year is to get on track with my finances, and I currently don't make, the only time I make enough money that I'm not stressed is in the summer, but now the summer's over. So now I'm back to picking up clients and subbing classes and doing more, trying to kind of scrape. I started back with plasma yesterday, just to get it, make all my ends meet. And so then I was torn and I'm like, should I have her just do a half-hour session and we can meet and talk about it? So I was going to ask you kind of your thought when you get, because I know you have lots of people that ask you the same thing.
Right. So part of my business model is a 30-minute consultation.
Right.
So if someone contacts me about coaching, I say, let's get on a call. I'm not going to charge you for it.
Right. I do that as well.
So I do that already. It's just part of the package that I offer. I would proceed to say, well, gosh, if you only think it's going to take 5 or 10 minutes, let's just jump on a call. If you think it's going to take longer, then let's meet on Zoom or in person, and I'm going to charge you for it.
Right. Yeah. Because
sometimes you already know ahead of time, this is not a 5-minute call. Right. Or you could also present it. So I'm I'm in kind of in a similar situation. I've been working with this girl. She wants to hire me and for more than just cycling training and swimming training. She wants me to create a plan, more coaching. And she sent me an email and she's like exactly what she wanted, paper and pencil plan. And I'm like, that's not what I do. This is gonna be my coaching, Training Peaks, the full blown thing. If you want me to write you a paper and pencil plan, then we're gonna meet in person. I'm gonna write you a paper and pencil plan. But if you want ongoing coaching, I want to define that to her. So I'm saving my reply to her because we're meeting for a lesson on Saturday, and I'm gonna bring her my computer and show her how Training Peaks works, show her what I've done for other athletes, show her all the benefits of dialing in her heart rate, dialing in her rate of perceived effort. She doesn't train with power. Encourage her to get pedals and cleats instead of just flat pedals. That's going to help her with the bike. So I'm saving that as part of swim lesson hour. Swim lessons, we're not going to swim for an hour. We're probably going to do a half hour, and I'll do a half hour. She'll pay me for the hour. And so it's just really up to you about how you want to convey her being a potential athlete ongoing instead of just asking you a few questions.
Yeah. And I do the same as you. If somebody says, hey, I'm interested in coaching, could we chat? 100%. I offer that too, but I don't see her wanting me as a coach. I see her, what she literally says, like, I want to pick your brain to see if this is something that I'm able to do.
And again, I would still say, okay, if I know she's not going to hire me for ongoing, right, I'd say fine. I would, me personally, I'd be okay with saying fine, pick my brain. Maybe she'll change her mind by the way she's picking my brain. I think I'm pretty good at
showing how valuable it is.
Right. And again, at the same time, she offered to pay you. Why not take her up on the offer?
Right. So basically, I don't know.
Yeah, basically, I don't know. I mean, it just comes down to, how much is she going to pay you for this? It's not part of your regular packages that you charge. Does she pay you for a consultation no matter how long it takes? Does she pay you by half hour? Does she pay you by the hour? And sometimes for me, let's just get the phone and talk.
Yeah. And I was thinking, because I was thinking,
pay you anyways. Maybe she'll throw you some money anyways, even though
right,
you didn't charge her.
Like I said, the girl that I coach who was like, oh, thank you, and she gave me $40. Like, right, I freely answer any question she asks, and look what I get. Like, I feel like a lot of times I get things in return because I give without asking for anything. Right. So, but the thing I was thinking, one of the places where I do personal training, they have a package and it's 3 30-minute sessions for $79. So it's like super affordable. Mm-hmm. And that way, and then it gives her 3 30-minute sessions. So throughout the year, if she wants to do a running session or a biking session or a swim session, like she would have those 3 sessions and we can use one for our consultation. And that way I'm not making a ton of money, but it's at least a little bit toward my financial goals. And then she has some skin in the game. Yeah. So that just came to mind too. Cause that's not $79 for 3 30-minute sessions is like a super reasonable price.
Right. Exactly.
So awesome sauce. What are you most excited about coming up?
Well, I have a 10K I'm going to run this weekend.
Oh, nice.
Kind of excited about that. I'm ready to bust out and do something really hard again, like intensity wise.
Right. You're not hard like last weekend hard.
No, just a short, hard, intense race. Get my heart rate up a little bit. I'm ready to get my heart rate up a little bit. So I'm kind of excited for that. And then I'm actually excited to meet. I have two swim lessons this weekend. So usually I'm like, I don't want to do swim lessons on the weekend, but I'm looking forward to doing my 2 swim lessons this weekend. So that's all good. And then kind of really I'm going in week 2 of my race. So I've had 2 recovery type weeks. So I'm ready to get back into the mountains again and doing more trail running as well.
Oh, nice. Yeah. On my Whoop. Oh, it's in my bra right now. But one of the things that has gone down so much in the last 3 weeks or 4 weeks since my race, and even before my race, so probably in the last 6 weeks, is my zone 4 and 5 training is like it used to be, for a while, it was like 4 to 5 hours a week of zone 4 and 5 training. And I don't even want to look. It's probably been like 30 minutes for the whole week.
Yeah.
It's gone down so far. So I'm excited. I'm doing Stroke and Stride tonight. It's the last one of the summer.
Oh, that's fun.
I know. And then I'll do the park run 5K because it's my first Saturday that I don't have Cora, that we don't have a meet.
Nice.
So I'll be able to do park run. So I'm doing 2 5Ks this week. So I'm excited to get my heart rate up too. I feel like same thing. I'm like, I jump roped a little bit on Monday, which was fun, but it was like 4 or 5 minutes.
Right.
And then in jujitsu, I get like a minute of zone 4, but it's mostly like a lot of zone 2. So yeah.
I was watching a little girl ride her bike in front of my street. She's really cute. She's wearing a helmet. She's got a backpack on.
Oh
yeah. Kids are still active these days.
Yeah.
Maybe she commuted from school. She's young, but maybe she commuted from the bus. I don't know. It was really cute though. That's what I was watching.
You're like watching the cuties.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else you want to share before we split?
No, share our audience. What's something that you're scared to do that involves bravery? Let us know.
Ooh, or do you know what would be really brave? If you guys commented something that you're going to do, like you're going to commit to doing something that makes you nervous.
Yeah, I love it.
Ooh, I love that. You guys tell us what you're going to commit to, and then we'll hold you accountable.
Yeah.
Good plan.
Great plan.
All right. Awesome. Well, I'm going to go eat some mashed potatoes.
I'm going to go coach Master Swim.
Awesome. Thanks for being here, you guys.
Make it a great day.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Wellness Made Easy with Wendy and Kirsten. If you want to learn more about us or anything we talked about today, check out the links in our show notes. We would love to know what you think of our podcast and what you want more of. So drop us a comment, send us a message, and help us out by leaving us a rating and a review. And don't forget to let us know your wellness win for this week. Thanks for listening. Make it a great day.